Yo, I gotta tell you about this dream that I had, yo. I mean, I've had a lot of real dreams, but this dream right here, this one here is the realest one, like, for real, realest dream that I ever had. Like, where do I begin? I'm just gonna get straight into the dream because I don't want to waste too much time. It started off, me, Shamika, we just got through dropping our daughter off, McKenna, at school. And then we was leaving, we was walking, and we was in the park, talking, arguing, like how we normally do. Lately we've been going through, a lot with our relationship, and so we was arguing about typical stuff that couples might argue about. And like I was feeling like I hated her at that moment, right? Like I just really was mad. And I look in the sky and I'm like, yo, there's no clouds or nothing in the sky. It's like all of the clouds like got sucked up, went up. And then they start coming down. Like all you see was like these little clouds just pouring down far away. And then it would hit a level and pour out like it feels like stairs. Like it was forming like a stair, like it was pouring down, but it was still high in the sky, and we looking at it. Like in out of nowhere, while we looking at it, we right next to it, and we looking at it in the sky, looking at it. And we so high in the sky, we look down, you can't even like see like the land, how high we are. Like we like deep up like in the outer in space. But we still in the blue part. Because they got two different levels. They got space and then they got outer space. Outer space is like the black, when you see the stars. We was still in space. Like we was far in the sky. Couldn't even really see the ground. The air was so thick, it almost felt like we were swimming, like just in the sky. It was so real. Like this was so detailed to me. Like I can even hear like the wind roaring in my ear, like when we was like in the air, like I can feel it, like it was not just like a dream, like it was real. I can hear the air, I can feel how thick the air felt. It felt like water, like it felt thicker, like you can like move around better in that. And then at the end of those stairs, that the cloud that formed like a really smooth, like stairs is really smooth, but it was like it looked like a waterfall almost, like. And then at the end of it was these two doves, like peacock feathers, and then you seen the feathers like went up like this, like a machine, like it was a metal steel shiny platinum looking bird, and the feathers went up on it like that. And then the beak was like up, like the head was up, and light was coming like straight out of the beak, like straight up into the air from at the end of the stairs. And you just see these lights just shooting up, like instantly. So like we knew what that was, and we was like trying to like swim, like over there, like we was like flying but like swimming. But then you feel this current. And it's pulling us directly to it. And all these people, you see all these people in the sky, and you see them all got the same look in their eye. And they all like trying to make their way to the light. Like everybody going to these statue birds, getting into the light. I was nervous, like the way I was feeling, it was like a nervous feeling, like dang, like am I gonna make it? Feeling like am I gonna make it? So I'm thinking in the back of my mind, like I know, like she gonna make it. I know Shamika definitely gonna make it. So at first I was mad at the mug at her, but I had her hand so tight, Like, I won't let her go her hand for nothing because I knew, like, she was gonna make it. Like, she looked determined. Like, she had a determined look in her face. Like, she knew that was for her. And she was going towards that light. And I was going with her, like, you know, holding her hand, like, take me with you. Because I know, I'm like, man, I ain't right. Like, I ain't been right. So I'm like, am I even gonna make it? But realistically, if I was in the air with them, I already did made it. But anyways, so we went to the light, and it was like we was almost like swimming underneath the light, like we was like floating, like getting up underneath it, trying to get in. And there, you see all these people in there just migrating to the light, doing the same thing, floating underneath it, like they trying to get in. And everybody was like floating underneath the bird thing, trying to get in through the light from shooting out of the beat mop. So after that, what happened next? We was at this really nice, like a ballroom slash auditorium, like we was at a Grammys award, BET Awards, and it had this table, right? And this it was really nice, big old wooden table, and marble floors, but it was like huge, like it was clean, and on the table it was like these little, pretty much trophies. Trophies, and it was of that same bird, that bird with the feathers like that, and it was like silver, shiny silver. And now that I think about it, the way everybody was dressing, it's kind of like a party, and every party have like a theme. So everybody was wearing the theme of like that bird. Like the women, they had the silver and white, like feathers, like these little silver and white feathers, but the dress is really nice and tight on them around their waist, like this big old shiny, like, I don't know if it was a buckle or something, but it went around their waist real tight. It was looking really luxury, nice. And then I saw my brother Jay, he was there, and he had this smooth blazer, like it was a really, like, I ain't never seen that blazer, and I love blazers. It was like a blazer, had like a hoodie to it, because like we love hoodies, and it was like a blazer with a hoodie in the back. And then from the collar part, it was like silver and white feathers around the collar part. But it wasn't like big feathers, it was like really small, kind of like, looked like suede. Like really tiny little feathers on there. Well, white. Everything else was white. He had bracelets and stuff. He had jewelry on it. So we was all in this ballroom by this table, and then everybody was grabbing the little dove, little peacock trophy thing. They was all grabbing it, and then we was like, you know, in a rush. We seemed like we was rushing, like we couldn't wait to go into that auditorium. Because we was like in the ballroom first, but we couldn't wait to get into that auditorium. And you can look right into the auditorium, and it was big. Like the door by itself was huge, and it was wide open. You know, let me get to this part. Jay and Shamika, they had grabbed their little trophies, and Jay grabbed his because he was kind of rushing. Like, let me grab this real quick, and he grabbed it, and then he looked at it. He was like, heck no, my name on there, his name. And like childhood nicknames on there that we completely forgot about that. Like, oh yeah, I forgot. Yeah, you're like J-Knot, Night Shadow, and J-Knot. Like, so then we start walking into the auditorium to this door. It was huge, like elephants can walk through this door. Like even bigger than that. Like the door was big, wooden doors. Like it was like I can't imagine. Like the doors was huge. Like couldn't nobody build a door like that. Like it was some wooden doors, and it was shiny. Like it was waxed and the stain. It was just clean, and it had these giant doorknobs on it. Like these circular doorknobs on it, and these big old these dudes was huge, standing on each side of the door, and they was dressed just as nice. Like they was dressed clean, but they was big. It was taller than the doors was wide open. It was just open, and you could see like how huge it is. It looked like a world. This auditorium was going into. Like you see a bunch of people in there, and then you see a huge stage. Like the stage stretched out, and you can see somebody on the stage from a distance. And it's a really bright light just from coming out of there. Like it ain't even dark. Like it's light coming out of that auditorium, and it's coming from the stage. And everybody, you can see a bunch of people sitting like they had like these, like a football stadium up in there. And then at this point, like I'm in the dream as like a spectator, like I'm kind of watching, and I'm like, what is going on? And then I wake up, heart pounding hard in the mud. Dream, yo. And I was up, my heart was pounding, and I was like, wait a minute. I tried to go back to sleep so I can finish it, but my heart was just beating so hard, like I was wide awake. Like I wanted to see what was inside the auditorium. But everybody knew what it was when it first happened. Like everybody knew what it was, and I was afraid. Like, wait, no, not right now. Like I'm mad. Like I get anger in my heart right now. Like that's gonna mess me up with making it. It was real. It was real. I wanted to try to give more detailed information so anybody can interpret it. Interpret the dream. Hit me up about it. But the women was wearing like the silver and white feathers. Dressed really nice. Like everybody was looking really nice. And then they was all getting trophies. They all had trophies, had a name on it, and all their childhood nicknames. Night show.